Okay. Okay. I did something cool today. I had a slow work day. And in the morning, I spent 2 hours getting 4 alts to the 8th gym badge, 7th gym badge up to Opelousas Gym in Unova at the same time. So I had 2 laptops, 2 phones, and 4 accounts open all at once on fresh alts that had no regions done, and now I have 4 more alts with 4 regions done. So that puts me up to 17 total. Ignore these numbers. Do this real quick. Put this side, and we'll do a quick little count A, F to F. We're up to 17 alts with Unova done, which is kind of dummy thick for event season coming up. And thanks to Danny with 6 Ys, we have a pretty good strat for clearing Unova. I'm pretty confident it's one of the fastest ones out there. I added some little tweaks, some little personal touches to his notes, so I gotta add those. I'm just gonna type stuff while we're waiting, but I'm pretty sure 4 alts more is gonna pay dividends in the event season. It seems like they're trending more towards single regions, allowing most of the rewards. If you know, for Lunar New Year, I've been getting a lot of black screens lately. Heck. What should I do while I should level something? This is bad lag. What the hell? Wonder if it's my internet. My boxes are a mess right now. Pay no mind to that. Thank you. I've got some stuff pretty highly leveled. Working on leveling some other stuff. I think my Archeops is what I was leveling most recently, so let's do that. And a Teddy. Where's my Teddy Ursa? What the hell? It's in my party. I'm cooked, dude. Okay. We're gonna go shiny hunt and level at the same time. We'll see how this goes. Dude, what the hell is this ping? What? 2,500 milliseconds ping. Okay, maybe we can't really play the game right now. I don't know what's going on. Is stream okay? No, it's not okay. PokeMMO server's dying? It might be my internet. I'm dropping 40% of frames according to Streamlab. I don't even really know what that means, to be honest. I'll turn off that speed test right now. Did I even mean to go here? Where did I want to go? Owen. Might be my internet dying. Does the stream look good? Can you hear me okay? Am I like cutting in and out or anything like that? This is what Southeast Asia players must feel like. Hooked. Oh my god. Well, I guess we can't really play the game. Sound fine? That's good. Thanks, Besto. Welcome. Alright, well, if I sound fine, that's okay. It might actually be PokeMMO then. Very strange. Well, I'll just get some encounters. I kind of want to hunt. Camera up. Clarko, what's going on, man? Do I have Bouncy Dragon? I do have Bouncy Dragon. Oh my lord. What is happening? Oh my god. Okay. There's like bad desync here. Alright, whatever. We press onward. I got some Lepos. My team awarded me with the most likely to be making a guide award. Can't sleep, sorry to hear that. I'm doing well. I'm having a nice relaxed evening and I thought I'd go live because I haven't done it in a minute. I felt like yapping. Felt like a good night to yap. I was saying, is this where I go to become a lead Pokemon's champion? Yes. Yes, it is. You've come to the right place. Cat PokeMMO has been legit laggy for me. Do slash ping. I just did slash ping and my ping was 2500. I've never actually seen it this bad though. It might be in combination with me streaming. Check it again here. It's down to 1000 ping, which is still atrocious, but you're still there. Let's see how much we get. I also should just buy an XP re-amplifier. But I do want a shiny Torkoal. Wait, I'm a mod. I have the worst memory. I don't even. I couldn't tell you who has mod in this. Oh, maybe I will not be XP training on Torkoal. Mine was almost at 400 like an hour ago, leveling some mons. Yeah. Yeah, this doesn't seem like the move. Well, at least it can't protect twice. How can I ban him? Great question. I'll tell you who will not be getting mod. It's Tom. Maybe I'll just shunt for a second here. I pressed R like 5 seconds ago for Sweet Scent. Yikes. All right. If you are just joining, I was saying, yeah. I was just saying I completed 4 alts on Unova at the same time today. I'm gonna just do a brain dump, and I figured if anyone else was maybe interested in that, I could do that before I like get into an hour of something, either a gym rerun. Actually, I'm probably not doing shit with this ping, so maybe we could just do like, shout out to the guy who made that thingy. Yes, shout out to that guy. I shouted you out earlier. You didn't sign it, but I'll sign it for you. Danny with 6 Ys. So Danny, the Sucker Punch Geodude definitely makes the end fight easier. Be back later, BFF streaming as well. Yeah, go support the BFF. You can always catch the VOD. Unova notes, but betterer. I'm using yours as a blueprint right now to just dump my thoughts from the run earlier today. So to recap, why the fuck does Geodude learn Sucker Punch, Lameo? I don't know, but somebody in Pat's server said that to me at one point, and I was like, that's wild. we're running that, and it takes 3 quick claws and 2 blue shards, so it's like a relatively cheap tutor move. Not gonna lie, I'm probably not gonna make that a video guide for a long time. Yeah, I think you might have had some stuff come up, huh? Yeah, I'm about to update them. I have it a bit fresher in memory. But Danny, it makes the end fight so easy because you automatically break Sash. You don't need to use one of the Sash Destiny Bond Pokemon on the Zoroark. You just break Sash immediately with Sucker Punch. It's so key. If you want to make it, you can. Maybe eventually there's more stuff that I want to make. I'm happy to just abuse this for now and then maybe leave like this as a written guide. People on Team Pori, I'll just like copy paste this thing a lot where it's just like Glade at Muscle Band, 25 Adamant, blah blah blah. What's up, Luke? Welcome. Takeoff says, do you think you'll get an event before Halloween, fellas? I mean, we kind of have an event going on right now with the Autumn Festival. Do I think we'll get a real event before then? I still think it's possible because it's still 6 weeks out. Mooncakes are back. We are still 6 weeks out from Halloween. It happens at the very end of the month. And Halloween to Christmas is a similar gap in between. So if it's like mid-October, that one ends, and then the other one starts. Or no, that's a lot longer. Never mind. I'm cooked. Don't listen to me. But it's still, Copium sounds like we can get an event between now and then. Yeah, the festival, it's just kind of a fun little, it's almost like an Easter egg more than it is a true event, especially like in the sense of events as far as PokeMMO goes. I bet raids for Halloween and nothing before that. I think that's a pretty safe bet, and we can talk about potential Halloween raids. I've been doing some maths on what will be good for Halloween raids. Kind of depends on what you think will happen. I think that there are some potential, almost, I don't want to call them obvious, but like easy things for them to do to turn certain things into raids. There's a potential that we get totally new mechanics, totally new Pokemon, and it's unexpected, but those things are hard to plan for. But we can do is plan for things that are a bit more obvious. What, the damn raid's out already? Yeah, you and me both. Take off. So we got Glade. They don't make Pumpkin at least raid adjacent. I would actually be shocked. I think, here's my thoughts on it so far. I think the easiest thing for them to do is to convert the ghosts into the raids. So it's this very similar mechanic to Lunar New Year. And then what they can do is leave the pumpkin fight alone as a sort of hedge in case raids are a no-go for some reason. So like if they're developing the feature and there's like, I don't know what the state of development it's in and whatnot, but if let's say it's a no-go, they can just revert the alpha ghosts back to the scavenger hunts, and then they just leave the pumpkin fight totally alone and leave it as just a hard single player boss experience, because Rach has spoken about it before and kind of just talked about how it is pretty much the hardest, like the hardest content that the game has to offer. So they may just leave it as hard content and then let raids be raids, let it be a hard single player experience, and then as raids come, that will introduce more hard content. So I still think I would call it a coin flip if Pumpkin is a raid or not. I think it's much more likely that the alphas end up being raids. I don't think the Pumpkin fight gets touched if you think about it. That fight is already like a raid. Yeah, that's why I'm kind of in between. Like, I think it really can go either way there. Yeah, definitely Discords are the best place. I can only make videos so quickly when events roll around. That's where I get my info. That's where everyone gets their info. I just condense it down as I did for like Lunar New Year. Let's do Unova notes a bit better. This is by far the best, most fleshed out strategy I've seen for speedrunning Unova. I know Jinx Boon has popularized Porygon Z as a story clearer, and it's very good as a story clearer, but any Pokemon that requires setup is just going to be slower than Glade, because Glade just runs 4 attacks and one-hit KOs almost everything. With the exception of Caitlyn's Metagross, that's like the one thing left on this entire run that Glade can't solve. And it's only because the Metagross is priority. It's such a pain in the ass. So I'm gonna say I like using Xatu just to condense that down. Say Xatu. We have the 2 low level Focus Sash. You really don't need the second one, but it's a nice to have. Snivy is your starter. It learns Kite. Notable fights. Needs Scar for Nimbasa, but take it off. That was correct. We can delete that. I would say it's almost 100% mandatory. Scarf for Opalucid, Gym. No, I don't want to do that. And I'm trying to think. So we have the option to set Stealth Rock. We don't necessarily need to do it. Scarf before fighting Zekrom is very important. End fight before the end of Charge Stone. Set Stealth Rocks. Stap, Boldor. And then Charon, I don't know how to spell his name. Charon fight. Is this better than the regular Porygon Z one? Yes, it's a bit more expensive though, because you need to use 8 heart scales to moveset Glade. But you never have to click a setup move. So I think just by default, it's better. Like I can't think of a way that Porygon Z would be faster, given the same circumstances in any situation. You never need to click Nasty Plot. You don't click, or the equivalent for Glade would be Swords Dance. You never need to click it. So it just has to be faster. It clears in the low 2-hour if you're doing one run by itself. It's just speedy as all heck. Charon fight before, is that Twist Mountain? Set Stealth Rock. Bianca fight before Bridge, after Ice Gym, set Stealth. Yeah, and so 2 hours is so fast. So I did 4 accounts, 4 characters at the same time. I had 2 laptops open, the same 2 laptops I'm using right now, and then I grabbed my current phone and my old phone, had them on chargers, didn't really need to, turned out, and I was clearing Unova with the same team, this team, Glade with the low-level Destiny Bound Pokemon, Geodude Sturdy, Xatu as a teleport fly guy, and then Snivy you just keep the whole time for Cut. You need Cut once, but then it's just a perfect little sack swap. Pokemon. So, and then also this is exactly 5 Pokemon to send. And then it turns out to be 6 for the starter, so it's just a perfect team. The key really, I would say that the big tech that Danny has introduced to the speedrunning scene, if you will, is the Destiny Bond Pokemon. He started off doing Scarf Drifblims for the Elite Four fights, and then the low-level Destiny Bond Pokemon, I think, is a bit... I'm not cracked, Danny's cracked. He turned me on to all this stuff. So we have these Destiny Bond Pokemon. Basically, if anything goes wrong or there's something that the Glade can't deal with, we've got these low-level Destiny Bond Pokemon. They're kind of hard to... God, this is slow. Let's see if there's any on the GTL. Every once in a while, a Drifloon like this will pop up or something where it's like 3K you can just snag. But basically, you've got that for... Caitlyn has a Metagross. Caitlyn is one of the Elite Four members, if you don't know them by name off the top of your head. And she's the one in the top left in the Elite Four. She kind of like crawls out of bed and then you fight her. It's a little bit kind of weird, actually, when you think about it. But that's the only Pokemon that Glade can't deal with. You add a Scarf at certain points to outspeed. The Zebstrika and Nimbasa is problematic. Oh yeah, that's another thing I should do. Psycho. Cut. The Venipede line. Actually, I don't think Zebstrika has static, does it? That's the toughest one. It always ruins my E4 runs. Yeah, that Metagross is a fucking menace, dude. It is troublesome. But basically, yeah, there are some Psycho Cuts key. Like, Sacred Sword's awesome because if you get intimidated, it doesn't matter. Psycho Cut's amazing because it's a non-contact move. Both are stabs. So you don't have to deal with like paralysis if you're smart about it. I will sometimes paralyze myself because I'll accidentally click like Sacred Sword or something dumb on the Emolgas or just like slash. For the Elite Four, what is it? Chantal. Also, if you live. If you live under a rock, Team Pori made an English Elite Four guide. We could do an Elite Four run later if the ping stops being trash. But if Chantal, Grimsley, Caitlyn, Marshall, Chantal's Drifblim was being annoying for me. It's like weirdly fast. Might be Scarfed. I don't know. No, it's not Scarfed. But it was outspeeding and air slashing the Glade and killing it when I went in like a little bit under leveled. So that might need a Scarf, but I'll have to test that further. Also, I was using like some slow Glades that were below 25 speed, so that's another issue. But let's. Oh my lord! No, this is not what I want. Chantal, Grimsley, Caitlyn. Marshall. We're using headers here. The Drifblim is fast. Might need Scarf. Straightforward. Set rocks. Sweep. Metagross needs to be Destiny bonded. Need Rocker, but switch if. With that, gyms in your vids for reds. You've made 17 million. Damn, what's your gym run team? Lead rocker, but switch if Metagross is lead. It will bullet. What does it do? The problem is it did something and I can't remember what it did. I think Typhlo Newborn. Yeah, I've been running the Typhlosion team right now, actually. Wow, that's laggy. It prompted the Lepa change. Maybe you can set rock. Yeah, I don't know. Sack Snivy to switch into Destiny Bond Pokemon. Brain Dead, I like that. Yeah, me too. In the spirit of multi-device usage, I've been running 2 Typhlosion teams at the same time. It's like equally brain dead to me. And I can make like 600k an hour and level 2 Pokemon at the same time. Rock and sweep. And Danny, if you're still here, I have good Getsis tech. If Seismitoad lead sack swap to rocker and save Zekrom. Try to save Zekrom. Save Zekrom for Kofa Gregus. Go hard, Zekrom, crunch, then resume Sacred Word Sweep. Yen fight. Paint, Reshiram. So the way that these fights play out, the last 2 are the hardest fights, and so you have to use Scarf, and then you have to kind of work around the Scarf being problematic. Paint, Reshiram. Sack to Zoroark. Set rocks and Sucker Punch to break Sash. Sacred Sword sweep. There's some, I think the Altaria is the problem. I'll have to go back and check. I'll probably do one of these runs on stream and just sort of time myself and see how quick I can get it. Now that I kind of have it down, but let's see. Wow, this is laggy. Yeah, we're not doing a whole bunch of stuff tonight. Yeah, so long story short, this is a very fast thing. This is kind of what guides start to look like before I polish them anyway, where it's just kind of a bunch of it, like information kind of dumped, and then I start to read through it and see how someone might be reading it that isn't, you know, me and reading my chicken scratch. And then it kind of turns like into something a bit more readable. Hopefully, that's the goal. Damn, so yeah, I don't know what to do. We can just talk about Halloween and I can go over some good raid Pokemon, kind of how dark offense works. How ghost offense works, even though dark is a bit better overall. Rock offense is great. This is why we're, well, at least I was attempting to level this Archeops before. Given the Halloween stuff. I have been helping Xanarchy put together a raid damage calculator that he would prefer to keep a secret until I don't know when. He doesn't want to share the utility, but I will share the results of the utility with you if we want to do some hypothetical raid boss testing. So I have to prepare weather mons, but I have like 15 mons prepared. Yeah, I've got like my sun team prepped, and now I'm slowly leveling stuff up, at least like the high 80s. TBD if we'll need like level 100s. They might do some like 2 and 3 star raids, so it's like I might not get everything up to 100, and then like if I find out I need something to be at level 100, I'll take care of it then. So we'll see. But dark offense is probably the big thing. Let's do a new document. The dark offense. Basically, we're looking at hard-hitting special attacker or physical attackers. Let's go to Jazz Cash. This is a great tool. If I can link in chat if anyone needs. But basically, we're gonna look at assurance is 130 base power if something else has hit the boss before the Pokemon that's hitting it. So we need to create ways so that assurance is 100. Wait, is it 130? It's 120 or 130. I forget. It doesn't really matter. It's the highest base power dark move, and therefore one of the hardest hitters against ghost type Pokemon. So assurance Pokemon that learn assurance that have dark type stab and have high attack stat are Tyranitar, Absol, Honchkrow, Bisharp, and what am I missing? Oh, and then the last one's actually Shiftry. Its base attack is not very high. It's probably on page 2 over here. Yeah. So base attack is only 100, but crucially comes with the ability. Oh, and this is actually incorrect. That's funny. So Shiftry got the ability Wind Rider recently, I think, via one of the Scarlet Violet or whatever the most recent Pokemon game is updates. Is it Scarlet Violet? And so it gets +1 attack if it is in the field when Tailwind goes up, or if it enters the field while Tailwind is up. And Tailwind is going to be crucial for a lot of reasons. We're pretty much always going to be setting Tailwind as far as I can tell to enable most. Honchkrow, Moxie, Sucker Punch, yeah. Back, you think? Mic check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Refresh, thanks, Farco. Back, major key. That's the first time I've ever disconnected. So I think it's got to be partly my internet, partly PokeMMO. I gotta see what the deal is. Very strange. So basically what I was saying is Shiftry gets Wind Rider, it gets +1 attack, hits super hard with assurance, and then basically you can have a bunch of stuff with Sucker Punch to make sure that it goes first, hits the boss, and then enables the assurance damage bonus. So yeah, so it's 120 base power. Assurance's base power doubles. It doesn't say here, but assurance base power doubles if the target has already been hit. Let's go. We're back. Might be a bit of a delay now, though. But so we're looking at shift tree +1 rider. Good old Merc and ISP. Yeah, tell me about it. We'll just bump this up so it's readable on stream. We got Shiftry, we got Tyranitar. Who else did I say? Bisharp, Honchkrow, Absol. Bisharp, Honchkrow, and Absol, I believe, all get Sucker Punch, so these three can enable it. I think Shiftry also gets it, so it could be your Sucker Punch user as well, but it does so much damage, it's probably going to be clicking Assurance. But let's say for like a hypothetical raid, how can I get this over to this screen easily? All right. So like for a hypothetical raid, let's say, well, Pumpkin, I believe, is mono ghost type. So you're going to do like Choice Band, Shiftry, Dark Gem, Tyranitar, Life Orb, Bisharp, or, you know, for lore's sake, you could do Life Orb, Absol, and then Honchkrow could be, what is it, Dread Plate, and then Black Glasses for something. Then specs, you have Hydreigon. Hydreigon has a super high base speed and kind of matches damage with Dark Pulse at the lower users with like of the 20% gem users. So that would be something that you could, that would be one thing that you could use. You also have to keep in mind that you probably need like Murkrow to set Tailwind. We don't need accuracy. There's not accuracy checks for this fight unless they introduce like permanent fog, which could be a thing. Like that's, you know, spookiness. And then that would kind of introduce people to the evasion mechanics. So that like defog would be necessary. It would be funny if like defog worked for the evasion debuff, but then also assume Destiny Bond doesn't work on bosses. That is correct. Correct me if I'm wrong, although it doesn't get the insurance. Does Crawdaunt with Crunch do more? That's a great question. It does not do more than what I have listed here. What does do more, Andrew, is Crawdaunt gets Fling, which is a very silly move because it consumes the item that you click. And Fling is a very funny move. If this ever loads. There are different effects depending on what item is flung. Oh my god, this is bad. All right, fling move. So you got 10 base power if you fling like berries and crap. Like regular base items, like 30 mostly. Eviolite does 40 base power. Keep crunches 80. I haven't calced which is better, but plates are 90, and so the 20% damage plus fling from Dread Plate might be more than Big Nugget 130 base power. Same as if you just throw a TM with 130. Can you wait, does it take the base? Wait, Rainer. If you throw a TM with 130 base power, are you saying like for calcing purposes, or does it literally take the base power of the TM item thrown? No, it fails if you throw a TM. 91.2 is 108. Okay, so Big Nugget is the best. It's better than Hardstone, which is another cheap option. Dreadplate might be a little bit more expensive. So basically, Crawdon's adaptability, flinging TMs. It says here that if their held item is a TM, it fails. But again, yeah, this is not PokeMMO. We can go test that, actually. This pin... Oh my god, this lag's killing me. I can't really do anything. Couldn't you fling, like, explosion and do 200... like, 50 damage? That's wild. I'm skeptical. Let me get some calcs up. Calc is short for calculations in that context, if you're not familiar with the slang. Where are these notes? I will dump them in here. Awful. What is happening? All right. Thanks for the clarification. Yeah, I try to be as clear as possible in my guides and everything. Iron Ball is only 3k on the GTL. I think it quarters the user's speed. Regardless, having or quartering the speed does way less damage. Crunch adaptability is very good, but it's not as good as just taking that. If I recall correctly, Gen 8 Ubers, Kyurem Black's only niche is to fling overheat onto Necrozma. That is so funny. Yeah, couldn't you just... Oh, that's wild. I'll dig into that a little bit more. Let me pull up... What is a good example from... Let's do like... Golurk, maybe? I'm gonna say no weather allowed. That's not the best example. Let's do... what's another one? Let's just do like... Are there any mono ghost types amongst those? Drifblim would... Let's do... It's Magius. Let's see. Strevius. Ghost Immune, yeah. Yeah, okay, this is perfect. So, of the damage dealers, I'm going to dump them in from off screen. Of the damage dealers, we get number one for a hypothetical Miss Magius. I don't know if I'm saying this correctly. For a hypothetical Miss Magius raid, Windrider Shiftry boosted assurance will be doing the most damage. Tyranitar boosted assurance second most. Absol, Honchkrow, Bisharp. Weavile does a lot of damage. You can also use it with beat up. So that can be an option for a higher base power for the first on turn one. If you do have a full team of attackers, one player in the party could go with a Weavile beat up. It's like a little bit over 100 base power. Why are we listening to the World End soundtrack? Is it today? It might be today. Off to bed, Glug guys. Thanks for hanging. So the shift tree is going to be doing the most. Tyranitar next most. And so if you have that Weavile do beat up turn 1, that takes care of one of those. Off screen here doesn't even show up because I think Miss Magius has good special defense. Yeah, it does. So Choice Specs Hydreigon still an option for you to set to create the boosted assurance condition. But it's going to be doing not a whole lot of damage. It might actually just be the case you're better off taking something worse with Sucker Punch. This is where it becomes interesting, where you can't just like straight up calc raw damage. I can throw some raw damage numbers here though. We'll take a look real quick at what the dark type is against like a kind of a target dummy. So if you were to put all... Oh boy, that's a lot. All right, so here are the calcs. Calc is short for calculations if you're just joining. We have, this is against a Mew. It is not super effective. The type has changed to account for that. Coming in first at the number 1 spot is, it's calced to be +1 attack boosted shift. Wait, were all these done? Oh, no, okay, yeah, we're chilling. All plus damage boosted natures, max EV in the respective attack stat. Neutral damage against Mew, so Dark should be doing super effective damage, but for comparison's sake, again, we're just using Mew as a target dummy. It has 100 HP defense and special defense. Makes it a bit easier to calc things. And we've got Shiftry coming in first. This is all itemless as well, so that the items can be done, can be calculated after the fact. Tyranitar Assurance, Absol Assurance, Honchkrow Assurance, Bisharp, Weavile, Sharpedo, and then finally Adaptability Crawdaunt Crunch shows up. Beat up with a party of only Pokemon with base attack 120, more or less is a base power of 102, 17 base power per hit for a party of 6. Yeah, so it's like, it's just a hair over. You'll get around, I think it's like 130. Shiftry actually brings down the base attack stat from its average of 100, but if you were to skip it and go with like these 6, I think you could get close to that 102 or that 120 for a 1-2 base power. But it's roughly you're gonna hit first and do 102 base power, so Weavile is a good option there. Like a good raid Weavile would be, I don't think it gets, no, it would be absurdly broken if it got Sucker Punch. I think it's beat up. I think that's really all you would want it for, because it's gonna outspeed. Sucker Punch would have to be enabling it. So maybe it's Assurance, maybe it's beat up for lead, and then if you don't have that, then you have Assurance, and then everything that gets Sucker Punch should have Sucker Punch on it. So if it's the only thing in that turn and it needs to create the Assurance conditions, it's just better to click Sucker Punch. You'll be doing 80 base power instead of 60 for your Assurance going first, or whatever Mon goes first. But all of these are going to be good to have. If you've been in Halloween events before, you probably have a Tyranitar, you probably have a Hydreigon, you might have a Honchkrow from Red. Shiftry, I would say, is one to breed for sure. Doesn't have to be that good. Absol's another one. Bisharp potentially as well. All could be good options for the ghost type raids. Another interesting thing is of the alphas that for raid options, we've got Driftblim, flying type, weak to rock. We've got Chandelure, fire type, weak to rock. And then we have Spiritomb. And Spiritomb has no super effective types against it with Ghost Dark. So it's truly neutral. And rock ends up being, in the instance where you can't set weather for a potential Spiritomb fight, let's say it's like permanent fog. you can't use a Sun team, which is by far the most damage in the game. Rock has some of the best raw power. It like by far where weather is not concerned. It's crazy. It's like not even close. Let me pull some more calcs up. So if you wanted to breed a couple more, if those 3 get turned into raids, Rock's gonna be insane. And the best Rock users by far are, let me ignore. These done in Sun? Forget. Yeah, so we'll ignore Sun and Rain. So I didn't want to do that. Obviously, normal type's immune, so we can't use Porygon Z, but I'll drop that in there for comparison's sake. Fighting's also immune. So the leftover types that do the most damage are... We'll cross these out. Just need Defog. Yeah, Defog or Sweet Scent for the evasion. So leftover types that can hit a Spiritomb raid for a shitload of damage are Moldbreaker, Rampardos. This is not exact because I'm just using the Mew calculations. Sheer Force Braviary is a bit of an overestimate here because it doesn't have an item in this case, where everything else will have an item boost. Wait. Rainer says. Explosion can't do either. Can you trick an item on 2 raids? You can trick an item, but it will discard the item after a turn or so. If it's not beneficial. So like if you trick something that's beneficial theoretically, like if you give it a life orb, it'll keep it, but it will get rid of I think choice items. It might get rid of. Actually, I don't know how choice items work for them. But like Sticky Barb or Toxic Orb, you cannot. Or you can, and then it just like tosses it away at the end of the turn. Metacham we can't do. So I would say an Archeops would be key. A Rampardos would be key. Rhyperior could be good. You can ignore the fighting type here as well. But this is also kind of a good overview of other generally good types for raids. Bullshit. I forgot how I am cooked, dude. I can't remember how to ring target fighting moves versus Spiritomb. I don't even know what ring target is. Is it in the game? What are you cooking? Type of health. It costs 60k. It's probably not worth bringing a trick Pokemon. So if you have 4 attacking Pokemon in a turn, 1 trick user. I've never heard of ring target until this moment. Untotes, what's going on? Ring target removes the user's immunities. It goes from immune to super effective. So it instantly would just make Metacham, Hitmonlee, Gallade all just absolute nukers, huh? That might actually be because the damage ends up being so low without having anything super effective on it, especially if there's no weather allowed. If you can set Sun, Spiritomb is just a Sun fight. Like you just bring your Sun team. We're talking, we're theory crafting raids on Totes. So basically, if there's not enough damage, you can't set Sun, it might end up being worth it to trick ring target and just bring fighting users so it's super effective. Does it go from... Does it make it neutral? So I'm thinking like, Zygarde 1,000 arrows hits neutrally even if there's an immunity. Does it go from immunity to super effective, or does it go from immunity to neutral? Regardless, it would still do a shitload of damage, but I mean, if you just look at these Metachamps, not that far behind the mold, or that's actually not supposed to be, is it? What's Rampardos' abilities? Does it get something that, yeah, it's just Mold Breaker. For some reason, I thought it got like, it just does so much damage. What the hell? I guess stab plus 165 base stats. War put me way behind on prep. You're in the right place to potentially make some quick and easy stuff to prep for Halloween. Directly to super effective. Ring target Skarmory takes super effective from EQ. Huh. That's a cook. Oh, AFK. Owns. I have like no internet right now for some reason, and so I can't do anything in game. As you can see, I click login and it's taking forever. So we're just chatting. Like the quick recap is Dark offenses will be good for potential Halloween raids just because Dark fucks, because boosted assurance does so much damage. And then Wind Rider Shiftry gets +1 in Tailwind. You're probably always going to set Tailwind, so Wind Rider Shiftry will just do the most damage out of all the physical attackers with that +1 boost over Tyranitar's like high base, Absol's high base, Honchos. So you want to bring these. You want to bring some Sucker Punch users to enable boosted assurance, but that's sort of like the quick and dirty catch up. 1,000 arrows grounds them on first hit while being neutral, then type chart is used. Interesting. Okay. Error selecting server ID. Uh-oh. Chat, are we cooked? Raid Halloween confirmed? Not confirmed, but we're hoping. We're coping. We're thinking that there might be one. Yeah, I don't want to play the game tonight. That's cool. So I'm leveling. My Rampardos is mostly leveled. My Archeops is getting leveled up. Slowly. I made 2 rows of Raidmons starting from 0 by referencing your advice. Leveling a Zard and Gliscor. It's level 100. Hell yeah. Oh, is Rocket Team Rocket, or is it a separate Rocket? I can't see on Restream, your profile photo is like 3/4. Oh, it just loaded. That was so, my internet is so bad. It couldn't load your thumbnail. What's up, Rocket? I can actually see your profile picture now, and I can confirm that it is you and not someone else impersonating another Rocket. Okay. Yeah, this is a cooked stream. If you haven't been here, to recap, my internet is trash. Let's check ping. To 2,500 milliseconds ping. Rocket is former Team Rocket. Yeah, he rebranded. Leveling is hard. Yeah, so I would definitely say make that Sun team ASAP, because wherever we can set record. Yeah, I learned about your rebrand on Pat's stream. Pat mentioned it, and then sure enough, YouTube recommended the video via algorithm. Really crossed my fingers for you that you can snag that monetization after the rebrand. Otherwise, it's just like, it's really frustrating kind of running up against the wall that is corporate tech, where they just do not want to pay customer support people to do anything because it's expensive at scale. Hydreigon and new Metagross EV spreads is my goats. Are you bringing in a Hydreigon to the Elite Four, Rainer? Did you replace like a Metagross with Hydreigon? We're going over raid damage or dark damage as well. Someone asked about adaptability Crawdaunt. I thought would do way more damage. It doesn't get assurance, so competing 80 base power crunch plus adaptability is just that much lower than using 120 base power assurance. I hope I don't get rejection number 9. That's fucked, honestly. So I would say to prep for Halloween, honestly, we don't know what the weather situation is going to be. Make the Sun team. The Sun team's just going to be good. Even if raids drop before Halloween, that could still happen theoretically, copium. But basically, my advice right now is still Sun Team, ASAP, Dark types. If you already have Tyranitar, all that. Yeah. And then Rock is like a good secondary type for the Ghost types in case Weather isn't allowed. There's 2 Rock weak, 1 neutrally, 1 Spiritomb takes damage neutrally. We're cooking ring target tech thanks to Rainer, but that would be the current recommendation. So it'd be like 4 raids. One, make Sun Team. LOL. 2, Dark offense. Yeah, look, last 2 screenshots. Oh, I'll check that out after stream. Did you know that Hydreigon sweeps the Demon Gary Hugs team? It survives, it lives Focus Blast non-crit. Wow. That doesn't make sense to me that that's even possible. Damn. You could make also like a Gengar. Gengar's a weird one. I didn't really talk about Ghost offense, but I'll do that real quick. Ghost offense needs status to enable Hex, which also is like, I think Hex is the one that's 20 base power. So we want Gengar. Gengar is the best one, 130, or is it Gengar or Chandelure? Chandelure might be. You should make a Chandelure regardless. Yeah, so Chandelure is slightly better. Hydreigon is so good. So good for everything. Let's check. Jeez. So cooked. 65 base power. So it's 130 base power. With if the target status, Toxic lasted the longest on the bosses. So you need something that's fast that sets Toxic. I believe Whimsicott is a Toxic Prankster user. So it could be worth it to have, if everyone brings 1 ghost, let's say. So let's say you do all these calculations or you do something like this and it turns out that Ghost is one of the better damaging types with Ghost Gem enabling that. You could bring like a Ghost Gem, like Gengar at Ghost Gem, Modest, Hex, and then you'd have to enable it with like a Whimsicott, Prankster, Toxic. Let's see. Was I right? Or is there something else that does Prankster Toxic? No, yeah, it does get Toxic. Poison type cannot miss. Oh, that's the key thing. Yeah. Yeah, so it's probably everybody brings Gengars and one of them clicks Toxic because it's speedy. Crobat be better. Naturally fast Tailwind. You're cooking. Yeah, that's definitely the move. 130 base speed plus Toxic can't miss. So you pretty much always get it off. So if someone brings a Crobat, clicks Toxic, and then you could even like, is Infiltrator? Yeah, like you could go Infiltrator just in case. Toxic, and then it just can click Brave Bird otherwise afterwards. I don't even know what item you'd put on it, to be honest. But you'd have to like kind of math out. You'd have to do like a whole spreadsheet of basically like, how do I insert table? That work? Oh, I didn't click it. Do like, be like turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then each player, you kind of have to like map out what the damage is. So we have like player 1 sets Tailwind on turn 1. Player 2 could do like beat up Weavile. We might need defog, and then an assurance Shiftry for like the first one, and then like turn 2 is like Crobat, Toxic, Gengar, Hex. You do like an all Gengar Hex turn. Like everybody takes their ghost types out, does like Gengar Hex, and then we do like a Hydreigon, Dark Pulse. They've used then this is like Shiftry. We've already used Shiftry on this side, so this would be like Tyranitar. And you start to map out damage. So let's say like beat up Weavile does like 6%, and then Shiftry does 10%. Yeah, Rainer is just like 5-head, constantly Giga Brain. So you have to decide if it's worth this extra turn, basically, to do like Crobat, Toxic. Actually, let's have... Oops. No. Oh. Have you... You know what? Actually, Gengar, this is actually where it could be... So this is why you kind of map this shit out. So Gengar's base speed is going to be higher than pretty much everything here. So as long as Toxic stays up, you could actually have Gengar be the... So you could do like Tyranitar or Shiftry here. You could have one Gengar click Hex everywhere on every turn and have that be the thing that enables Assurance. Just because its base speed allows for it. You're using Ghost Gem, so it's a unique item type. And then you don't have to drag Hydreigon along because it's mid. Status lasts 3 turns. They last different amount of turns depending on the status. Confirm that with Rage. So Toxic lasts, I want to say 4 turns, and then Para and Burn last 2 or 3 each, and then Sleep lasted like 1 tiny turn. I don't want to go through the team Discord on stream, so I'll do that later. But basically, yeah. So you could have like Gengar hit a bunch of stuff, enable that assurance damage boost. Guitar. If it lasts this long. I don't know if it'll last this long. So basically, it might be good. It might not be good. It sort of depends on how many turns Toxic actually lasts. Doesn't Shiftry have to be up on the same term as Tailwind for Wind Rider? It does not. It will get the +1 boost if it comes in and Tailwind is active. And if it doesn't work that way in PokeMMO right now, it's just an oversight. And they need to fix it, and we'll have to submit a bug report. But I can't even... My internet's so cooked. But only once, yeah. When Tailwind takes effect on side, or when Pokemon with Wind Rider is sent into battle while Tailwind is in effect on the side, its attack is decreased by 1 stage. Blah, 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 blah. Sandstorm does not interact with Wind Rider at all. And there's Shiftry that gets it. Over Early Bird. So this does need to get updated. On Jazzcaster's site, I think I can submit a pull request. But yeah. God, I want you. What's up, Rods? Flirting with me on main. Not even your alt. Where did the notes go? Yeah. So basically, yeah, so Gengar Toxic shit could work depending on how many turns that last. So if you set Toxic the one time, it might be worth it to just nuke a whole turn with, if everybody has a ghost type, to just drop hex damage for like one turn. Could be more than like your worst dark user, or yeah, you get me. But it would be super dope if you could set it once and then enable that assurance boosted damage on, even if it was like the next turn. It would be like way more valuable. Its dark type is awkward because of what you have to do for assurance instead of using like Sucker Punch to set up assurance. If you could use that, a secondary type, it's key. Yeah. I binged most of the podcasts that I missed, so I went back and listened to the Ginger Mat one, the Park one, and one of the other ones, the guys, I forget their names. Calon soon. Oh, hit me up in the DMs. But I was running 4 Unova alts at the same time. We love yapping about Pokemon on here. Yeah, that's all we do. I was running Unova. I had my laptop open. I had my second laptop open. I had 2 phones on, and I ran Unova on 4 characters at the same time. So basically what I would do is I put my hands on the laptops to move the same characters at the same time. So they're always doing kind of the same thing. And then I would do the same for the phone. And so there's dead time on one, I could do the other. So I got 4 characters through Unova, and I didn't really get much work done today, if that's not obvious. But basically was able to get 4 more regions done. And so that puts me up to 17 total Unova clears. That's 6 total, 5 total with all regions done. I got 6 Johtos done and 17 Unovas total done. My main, obviously, at the top there. But I'm a big fan of the concurrent alts clearing at the same time, because even if you just do 2 at the same time, that's 2 regions done and there's very little time added. And you actually get money while you're clearing. It's like 150k for Unova, plus 2 experience shares, some other random bullshit. So there's like money to be made, and you can like get so much more potential money, especially with the direction that events are heading, making a lot of the rewards available to just having 1 region done. It actually kind of makes alts overpowered. Like I'm okay with, if you needed all the regions done to get Zoroark last time, or Alpha Zorua, I guess. Speaking of, let's get a price check on the Zorua. Might sell mine soon. You know what's commitment to this game, Rainer? Is mapping out solves on, yeah, it's a Xanarchy inspired spreadsheet. Untoad said that that's a Xanarchy level spreadsheet. It's an inspired one. Have you seen his like data version of that sheet where he's got like how many timer balls and repels and shit that he has? Like that dude is like cracked. And also what I was saying in terms of cracked people, commitment to this game. Commitment to the game is mapping out the fastest possible route to clear 38, 39 gyms in a single charm. Like that is what is truly impressive. The price of this alpha is so weird to me. It's all over the place. It's getting better though. So like it was dipping, I think, at like 350k for one of the stats being attack. Unfortunately, I have like 3 of my 4 are attack stats, so it's like I'm probably gonna try and offload mine for like 400k. Really was hoping that this would do better numbers over time, but I guess like the Alpha Zora demand is just not there, unfortunately. But yeah, this is my alt spreadsheet. This is where I was tracking who did what. Obviously it's completed now, but this was a mess. Like I had alts that didn't have it done. What's on my to-do list? Read and Unfezzed for Krug team, raid Pokemon experience, separate raid XP, level itself versus can't, Krug route and Krug testing. Got to do that. Elite 4 ultimate guide. This is my next video out. Excel resources are bonkers. They're not that bonkers. Also, it's so funny that YouTube chat is just fucking popping off. YouTube obviously has a reputation of being like the lurker chat. I'm probably gonna do a video on the 6 Pillars gym team because no one's really made a guide on it, and it's just probably the most accessible high-end gym run team. It's a little bit easier than breeding that 5x31 Wheezing. And then Typhlosions obviously as well are good. Cloister Trainer reruns, all that. So that's a little look into my shit. But yeah, maybe eventually a speedrun guide on Unova. I kind of wish that I could have played the game, like could have done an Elite Four rerun or something, but let's see. It's working now. That's so strange. Like it's better, huh? Already 11. Nah, I gotta start winding down for bed anyway. What else can we talk about? Careful, AFK warning in game. Yeah, I think we beat it, I guess. What else do you all think? Like, what are some of the things like out of left field that they could do? Like, they could introduce new alphas. Like, what chaos egg group types exist? What ghost type thematically? Like, we could get a Zoroark raid, which would be cool, but that's just spam fighting types. Like a Jellicent raid would be cool. Like they could introduce a Jellicent raid. Base stats, 1 of 5, so physical attackers. Yeah, it's just gonna be dark again. Egg group chaos. High dittos. Where's the high ditto button? Kofagrigus would be the worst defender. Ooh. Fixed HP with those defenses, it would just eat things. Alpha Rotom would be thematic with Halloween. Yeah, that's a good one too. Like Rotom, like what if they just kept everything the same? Fairy typing is a legit possibility they could drop. Sometimes it totally changed the game. I do agree that they could drop it, but the problem is they'd have to introduce Gen 6 moves because there are just no fairy type moves at the moment, or there are a few that which I think there's a couple that changed to fairy type. I'm not good, I didn't play the later gens, but basically there's just like a lack of content, so it would be really tough to add fairy without adding Gen 6. So like it could drop, but I think they're just more focused on, they're probably going to do like quality of life stuff now that all the regions are out. They're probably going to do raids. The only moves that we have that are fairy type are status moves. There you go. So they'd have to add non-cartridge moves, which I don't think that they've done. They've done it for abilities, but I'm pretty sure we've only seen Gen 1 through 5 on moves, which is kind of interesting that they do deviate a little bit. Reuniclus raid. I think Reuniclus is like vaguely, like it's just a lab experiment gone wrong, right? They've done it for custom boss moves. Interesting. So there is precedent. Like Alpha Reuniclus, that would be a tough raid. Also spam dark types. All right, let me pull up. Let me test that real quick. Give you guys a little bit more of like a raw look at what something. Durant. So for a hypothetical Reuniclus raid, scroll down here and show you. Yeah, can't see this at all. Oh. I don't know if this is readable on stream, but basically, so what this calculator ends up doing is it starts to assign a very slight priority to, it just gives 50% damage boost moves to the top attackers of each type. So once it's done with choice band, it will move to gems, specs and band, it'll move to gem for different types. So you see for this one on a hypothetical Reuniclus raid, let's see, base stats, it's leans a little bit special defensively bulky, so it's a little bit more favorable for physical attackers. Still 130 base power ghost. Miss Magius here is interesting because this is only getting like a what is it? Twisted Spoon? No, that's psychic. Spell tag? What? Yeah, spell tag. So it's still top 6 even with the spell tag. So Ghost is pretty effective against it, which is interesting to see. Durant coming up pretty big here with a fat X scissor. So these would be the top attackers, and then Licky Licky Explosion. This isn't calced super well because you have to account for spread damage against it. So it's like really good, but if there are ads, then it kind of just screws up that damage, drops it way down. But Assurance is super solid, as you can see always. So that's sort of like what this calculator ends up doing if we ever get permission from Xanarchy to share it. That would be fun. We have all of these. Alpha Glade already exists. Already in alpha. Electric is interesting. That it's chaos. Could be kind of spooky. That feels like a stretch though. Kophagrigus is probably... We could see like Jellicent, Kophagrigus, Reuniclus. Muck. There's no alpha Muck. That could be one. This just be spam ground types. Let's take a look at a potential Muck raid real quick. And also that last calculation was for Licky Explosion. God, normal gem explosion damage so much. Why isn't... Have to check that later. Yeah, but for like Muck, I'm not gonna copy paste it. It's basically... Wait, is it weak to... What is poison? Does Rampardos just do so much damage that it's better than using Nidoking? That's insane. Yeah, it's bulky special defensively. Yeah, that's wild. All right. Oh, I could do that. Yeah, and Alakazam doesn't even register as a top. It's barely top 10 in terms of damage done. I guess because it's especially defensive, but Psychic is just such a doo-doo type offensively overall. It just does no damage. Muck Monday, let's go. Weak to Psychic and Ground, yeah. Psychic is just an awful type. Is that a Jimothy Cool meme? I watch his stuff all the time. I know jack shit about PvP, but the little that I do know is basically from watching like Jimothy Cools and what's his name? Freeze Eye. And a little bit of Pink Heracross I started watching as well. Kameko, maybe another one. Chimecho? Is it Chimecho? How do you actually say that? Chimecho? That makes the most sense. We'll go with that. Stunfisk is Chaos? What? Why is that Chaos Egg Group? That's weird. We could see a Gulpin D's Nuts raid. Or Swalot. Chime Meko. Yeah. Alright. Nailed it. Blunder and Jim are all I watch. Blunder, I got turned on to Blunder because I think like Spidget raided him at one point during the Poke Rogue fad. But yeah, I don't know. How do I have pings? Oh. We have an alpha. Oh, it's Explode. Did I miss that already? No, it just happened. I thought there was an Explode. Oh. Alright, let's go shiny check. Maybe I'll catch it. It's Monster Egg Group. We'll catch it on stream, then maybe I'll call stream after that. Monster Field. That's decent. Oh, I'm laggy again. That's fun. Not laggy. Weird. Okay. Game, make up your minds. Where is my... There's my Crobat. Oh, is it Hyper Voice? Oh, so annoying. Hyper Voice Roar. I don't feel like it. We'll shiny check it and then just nuke it. Do I have something? We'll put this Metacham to work. What moves do I need on Metacham? Probably high jump kick, right? Yeah. I must have just not learned high jump kick on level up. That was a bad move by me. Let's see. Well, I need it anyway. 4 heart scales, L, Bozo. Will ditch. Work up. Let's go smoke this alpha with a pure power high jump kick. Watch it lives. Monka spreadsheet. Yeah. Welcome back, Best Gnome. We're gonna go shiny check and then just blow up this Explode because I do not feel like catching it. Hyper Voice plus Roar is not fun. It'd be funny if I got a shiny alpha Explode on stream. Female, definitely not catching. I'm only level 86 though. 89. Please no miss. We hit these. Cav, I can't believe I never asked you, but what shinies do you have? We could do a little shiny showcase real quick. I have... This is my... I think this is my most recent shiny. The shiny Mag Cargo. Camera up. Which I was super stoked to get. I was leveling up on them. Get out of here because it's crowded. Just, thanks for the help on the shiny fair today. No problem, Dragheart. I'm happy that it worked out the way that it did. I'm also super stoked that you had the Master Ball after all, because that's like the perfect situation. So Dragheart popped into Pat's Discord today, and they presented a pretty precarious situation. They were facing a shiny level 22 Pharaoh, and all of their Pokemon alive would one-hit KO the Pharaoh, and they only had, what was it, 6 Pokeballs and 1 Ultra Ball, and they had Sleep Powder on a Venus, level 62 Venusaur. So did a little bit of math, and it came out that the Chance to catch. Let's do, I did 100. Let's do it at 90 because you said that you had a little bit of chip from the level 13 oddish. We had that, sleep, and it was 90 catch rate. So the Ultra Ball had roughly like a 56% chance to catch, and then the Pokeball had like a roughly 28% chance to catch. So they were looking at, it was still pretty good odds that they catch the Pharaoh while it's asleep. There was a coin flip for the Ultra Ball, and then it ends up being 85% chance to catch it with all the Pokeballs. Or it was like 77%, and then if you have that, it's like roughly 85 for the 50% chance. Yada, yada, yada. The Venusaur was like 1 HP. Did you not have any healing items for potions? So we mathed it all out. I had them send the like their whole medicine box to see if there's anything that we could like finagle, try and figure it all out. And then finally came down to it. Master Ball was available. So it was like, if it came down to it, that's a fine situation to Master Ball, in my opinion. You don't want to lose a shiny. Like, it would be a shame to lose it just because you didn't have enough Pokeballs and like healing items to stay up to take care of it. But it's not worth losing over. Shiny Heatmore is probably one of my favorites. This is one that like I've actually shunted for. One of the first ones that I actually shunted for. I got this Heatmore and this Gyarados like on the same day, or like a day apart, I forget. I'll go full screen. Can you see this? Yeah. So it was Victory Road on October 5th. Same day, like 14 hours apart. So that was my luckiest day ever. Halfway through, made it struggle. Then in the end, I caught it next Pokeball after all that stress. Yeah, valid Master Ball, absolutely. So that was like definitely a nerve-wracking experience. Super stoked that you ended up catching it. Also great for shiny, unlike my Tentacruel. Very typical shiny Tentacruel. But this is my first shiny Pokemon in any Pokemon game ever. So never really did shunting on the cart games that I played. Didn't really even know what shinies were, to be honest. Kind of just a myth. Other than Ride Gyarados, obviously, but yeah, this is my super sweet. This is my first shiny, and then I think Tangela was next, then the Magikarp, then the Heatmore. This is a breeder. This is not my OT. I was like, when did I get a shiny Pharaoh? I was like, that's not mine. Shiny Tranquil. I got EV training. I got Vanilla during my team Shiny War. Got Sandile during my team Shiny War. I'm breeding this up. Needs a little, just needs nature now. All the level 100s look satisfying. Yeah. Oh no, my PvP box isn't all level 100. Never mind. My raid box is eventually going to look like that. But yeah, they are nice to look at for sure. So my first real shunt, when was this relatively? Okay, so I got this Tangela going to Giant Chasm. And it was a single, and if it wasn't for the run animation, I wasn't looking at my screen. Like there was an alpha and I was just speeding through. I was a broke boy and didn't have repels. And so I was going to catch it and I almost ran from this thing. Haven't leveled it, haven't really touched it since. I'm not the biggest fan of green shinies, but this one's grown on me a ton. I got the Magikarp, instantly leveled it to Gyarados for obvious reasons. I know that some people are just gold carp enjoyers, but no, I wanted the red Gyarados to flex on the nerds. Because like, how could you not? But then I went for the Heatmore. That was my first that's the super aesthetic shiny that I want. And Pat, I had made no guides. Low-key, that Tangela has usable IVs. I've never even looked at them, to be honest. Yeah, it's not bad. Because it ends up, it's what? It's like a Tangrowth, it's a physical wall. Yeah. I mean, the speed's almost useless, but wow. Tangrowth kind of thick. Okay. Does it have like a really good hidden ability? Is it like Regenerator or something? I'm going for Shafakar. When I hit, I'll never Evo. Okay, so that is super respectable because that has to be gorgeous. Is there any... There's no chance there's one on the GTL, is there? Yeah, nah. But the gold glow on the gold fish would be insane. Regen Tangrowth, yeah. So if we ever get Regen Tangrowth, I could just like make this semi-comp instantly, which is sick. And then I'll have like Smooge make a team around it for me. I'll use my channel points that have been sitting dormant while his stream is hibernating. Vanillish, I'm just gonna use as a physical attacker, obviously. Nah, I might eventually breed this up. I was kind of cooking up like a shiny only gym rerun team, and I need that Torkoal for because I need it to set Sun, but I could use this in replace of it. But the Sandile, it was really funny that this, like, IVs are so thick on this thing. Someone on CN has it. Oh my god. You have a screenshot of it by chance? I would love to see that. And then typical Rapidash, I finally got Broker Drought. Dugong, I had to do my Spadef EV training for my Elite Four rerun Metagrosses. And I was like, I do not want a shiny Tentacruel. And I just looked up something that was a Spadef horde. Found Dugong, and sure enough, in the whatever, what is it? How many hordes is it? 25 hordes. Got shiny Dugong, which I'm not mad about because I actually really like the off-color shinies. Like I would shunt for a Gengar, for a Garchomp, for a Persian. I already shunt Persian. I might breed it down just to have a shiny Meowth for pickup, but like I low-key like all the quote-unquote hated shinies. Also the Garchomp follower sprite is kind of nice from Dugong one's not bad either. This one's a little bit more true to the actual shiny. I think they kind of tweak Garchomp's colors a little bit, but I do like this. Happy with that one. Might give it some like crazy rest stockpile set and meme with it in like Vermilion. I'm thinking about turning the Rapidash and the Heatmore into like bad Sun Team raid Pokemon. So just making this like a physical attacker for whatever it is. Flare Blitz. Does it get Flare Blitz? Or is it? I forget. I looked this up a while ago. Is it just Overheat? It does get Flare Blitz. Okay. Making it like a physical attacker, Overheat for Heatmore. Just because Sun does so much damage, you might get away with it in the lower rays, and then you can just kind of... It's like a fun way to flex your shinies when you otherwise couldn't. Gyarados, not that good of a raid Pokemon, unfortunately. Could bring it on a rain team, though. Like, that would just be fun. That kind of thing. This could have definitely eventually be a raid Pokemon. Yeah. Camerupt, unfortunately, too slow. I did roll quiet on it, which is pretty cool. But its IVs are so bad. 5, 6, 9, 67 overall. What are you gonna do, you know? Okay, I am gonna call it there because it's too late for me to start a run at this point. The holiday week here. You should do... I would tune in for Rainer Yaps. 569, damn, you fine? Saki to me one more time. But But yeah, I'm gonna call it. Thank you to the YouTube chat. Shout out YouTube chat. But I mean, I'll also shout out Best Gnome and the other Twitch chatters that were here today. Shout out to YouTube chat for absolutely carrying today, especially because I couldn't find the go live button for God knows how long. Yeah, good Yap stream. Maybe I'll do some English translated guide Elite Four reruns at some point. Bro, what am I doing over here? I got random mods everywhere. All right, yeah. I'm calling it. It's late and I'm tired. Who's live in the category? I'm just gonna end. We'll call it. Thank you everyone again for joining. Gonna try and stream a bit more regularly. Oh, we got the oh my, I'm gonna pull this up real quick. I'll just drop it in here to get it over to that screen. Look at that. It just looks perfect. That is one of the best instances I've seen of that Shalfa glow. Can we see this? Yeah, okay. That's a good note to end on. Thanks everybody for joining. I will try to stream a bit more regularly. I have some ideas for videos, but they're a bit on pause for the moment. My Elite Four rerun video is like 40 minutes long, and I need the footage for it, so it might be a good idea to stream it. What I really need to do is just like record a couple Elite Four reruns, so I have some B-reel. Other than that, more written guides coming, because I turn those out a lot more and don't really share them widely, so I gotta figure out how to do that too. Yeah, that glow is so clean. Like, honestly, it's just perfect. Yeah, thanks for watching. I gotta go. I'm too tired. I gotta go to bed. All right, good night, everybody. Later.